Okay, welcome back, guys. So today we're going to be working on the torso. So we're going to be working on the torso now. So, but first things first, let's subdivide this some more. Then create a layer for this. So I'm just going to subdivide this. So another one more. See, I think somewhere around 8 million polygons should be fine. Okay, I think that is fine. Then input this way. I'm just trying to create space. Okay, let's see. Let me just try an alpha in here. So let me just bring in, select this alpha, and just change this to drag, break, and just pull this out. Let's see. We might even be needing more. Polygons even for this, but I think for now this is fine. This is absolutely fine. We can work with this. This is fine. So let me just undo that and just turn off the alpha for that. Okay. Alright, let's see. Let me just put this here. So I'll create a new layer. Then I'm going to I think I'm going to name this layer. Yeah, and I'm going to rename this layer. I think I need to rename this layer. Since ZBrush just froze on me. Okay, it's active now. So let me just name this layer to primary forms. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Let's see. So to go down to a lower subdivision level or to climb up a few steps upwards, but to climb down, just shift D. To go up in subdivision level, just hit D on the keyboard. So I think we can, let me just change this trim dynamic to dem standard and just move topological. Move topological, and then just push this back to the side. Then I believe we can get on with this now. Position this properly. So we're going to be working on just this torso for now. I want to be focusing on the torso for now. Okay. Let's see what we can adjust. So I think let me just use the lasso marks. So I want to kind of max out the belly region and kind of push this outward a bit. So I'm using the lasso selection, lasso marks instead. I'm just going to do more of this. Let me do more of this. And do that. Yeah, something like this should work. And let me undo that. Let me do that again. Oh, undo that. Okay. Yeah, something like this, but I need to grab some more part from the top. Yeah, something like this. And I can blur that out. Blur the edges out, and I can use my move topological brush now to kind of push this up. But even though I'm pushing this out, I'm still trying to be careful, like making sure that the transition follows. So more like a slanted angle to it, but with a more smoother transition. Let's see. Let me just do this from this side, like so. Okay. Let's push this out like so. Alright. I think we're there now. I believe this should be fine. Let me just zoom out and check this from an angle. I'm just checking it from the same angle as the reference image just to see if that is fine. Okay, so with our clay brush now, we can start blocking out some major forms around it also. So Let me bring out the references image. So I'm going to be showing you guys. So before I sculpt the detail, I'm going to be showing you guys what I'm trying to sculpt with a reference image. I'll look for a reference image that is close enough to use, and I'm just going to use that to kind of sculpt in. Let me look for a better reference image for this. Okay, probably this. Look for something better. Something that better illustrates what I'm trying to do. Just something like so. Okay, so you can see this muscle close to the belly, that region there. So I'm going to be working on that. So I want to kind of make that feel a bit more pronounced. From reference image, this one looks a bit more pronounced. So no, let me do that. So let me use a smaller brush size and a lower intensity. So I'll just kind of do something slightly low. Something like not too much, something slightly low. You don't you want to try to avoid going too heavy-handed, because we already have like the base measure is already giving us enough anatomical information and landmarks for where some things where some for already giving us some landmark already that we can work with to make our life a whole lot easier. So you don't want to go too crazy on this and then begin to deform the bonus anatomical structure you already have on the base mesh. I'm trying to create this here. I'm not trying to do this the exact same way it is in this anatomical reference image, but just something slightly close to it. So I'm just using the clay brush to just build something up there. So even here also for the arc closer to the smooth is just too much. Let me take this smooth down. So for the arc, I'm just blocking something up there. I'm just doing this as gently as I can, then smooth that back in. So with the clay brush, let me just block this out based on the main reference image. So that part looks there's more fat in that bottom abdomen. Let me just block out the abs. So if you notice, I'm trying to from at the beginning I make it a bit bigger, then close to the edge I kind of go slightly and make it more like as if it's like shrinking it back in. I don't know if that makes sense. But if you notice on the abs start big, then at the edge it gets tighter. So I'm basically doing that right now. The shape of the ab is kind of organic. It's not just a big circle, a big squarish box. It's not. It feels more like a triangle. So let me just block something out here also. Let's do something, block something out like so. Let's see. What else can we adjust? Let me use this reference image here. Should give us some more information, I believe. So like I'm working with the anatomical reference image, but also keeping in mind my main reference image. So I'm kind of interpolating between those two reference images to kind of capture what I want on my base mesh. Okay. So for the chest, let's see, let me just find the same angle as the reference image. So let me just look for another reference image. Okay. You can see how the fibers, how the chest muscle is kind of pulling into the arm. So I'm going to try to keep that direction also in mind by trying to do that also in mind. And you can see also the transition on the chest. The lower parts feels more it's more bumpy than the part that is more closer to the neck. Same thing we have in here. Same thing we have here also. So I'm going to use that idea also for my base mesh. Let me just look for another reference image that shows that even more. No, not this one. So for now, I'm just kind of doing things symmetrically, just blocking things in. Later on when we break symmetry, I'm going to add some more defined shape. Though it might not be completely necessary because we're still going to be adding garments and clothes on this model. So we might not need to see the body, but it's always good. It's always a good approach to always kind of build that form. So even if you want to take renders of just the body alone without the shirts, you can still have take renders with that, and it will still look good. Just for demonstrating your anatomical skills. So I'm kind of blocking things out like so, but following the direction of those fiber muscles in there. You always want to keep in mind you don't just want to just block out form without driving or getting or rather working with the anatomical reference image you have so that everything feels more organic and believable. So always keep in mind the direction of those muscle detail. Very important. Very, very important. Because we're trying to make this look more realistic. So keeping in mind the direction of those muscle fibers is highly important. And that's basically what I'm doing here. So let me just see if I can adjust this pop out this collarbone just a bit. Not too aggressive though, because this guy looks more muscular, so the fleshy part of the chest is kind of hiding that neck collarbone. But it's still there anyways, so I'm just trying to make something there. I'm still going to smooth this out, so I'm going to just block something out there. Something like so. Okay, not bad. Using the dem standard brush now. Let me just smooth this back down. So just smooth this back down. So the dem standard brush is going to part this center. I might not part this all the way to the collarbone, but let me just have something in there. Okay, so blocking something out here, just carving out the depth of that muscle detail. So if you notice, I'm kind of going light-handed on this, gently building this up. Okay, let me just look at this from an angle. The chest feels a bit flatter, so let me use the clay brush to kind of build out that muscle. Especially the muscle closer to the armpits. Okay, I think something like this the forms are beginning to come out, which is exactly what we need. The forms are coming out now. So let me look for another reference image for that. So I can show you guys what I'm actually trying to do. I'm not just talking and expect you guys to understand, but trying to show you guys a realistic reference so you guys can get an idea of what I'm actually doing. Let me look for a reference. I think I have a reference image for that. Yeah, something like this. You can see, if you notice how the muscles on the bottom parts, on the lower parts is a bit, it has more fat parts. Look, I won't say fat parts, but there are more muscles there compared to the part closer to the neck. So that's the idea I'm just trying to, so that's exactly what I'm trying to do in here. So look at this from this angle. I think I've captured what I actually need. So that collarbone, let me just kind of build that a bit more. Just build something out there. Yeah, if it's too aggressive, I'm still going to smooth that back down though. I'll be smoothing this back down, so let me just smooth it now. Okay, let's see what we can use. Let's checking this out. Okay, so you always want to span around to kind of see what you're doing is if what you're doing actually looks good from different angles. Okay, so because it's highly important you because this is 3D, this is not 2D. You always want to check every angle of this to kind of to be sure if everything is working correctly as it should. If not, then you just have to correct it. So let me just use the clay build up now and kind of fill this up a bit. Just fill this up a bit. Let me undo that. Okay. Oh, okay, guys, please. Oh, guys, always remember to save, please. Save your file. Very important. Always remember to save. Highly important. Please remember to save. Very important. Okay. Let's see. So the damn standard brush now. So let me just dig this in a bit more. I'll dig this in a bit more. No, I think I need to fill this up. That part feels empty. I think I need to fill that part. That center part feels a bit empty. So let me just use the clay brush to just build something in here. Then I can do a UDM standard brush now. And just create that center line. The center line in here that goes all the way down. Look at from our main reference image, you'll be able to see that the center line in there. Not very obvious, but it's still there. So we still want to kind of add that in. Very important. Okay. Looking good. So I'm just kind of creating that kind of triangular pattern to it, triangular shape to it. Okay, yeah, okay. I think a better explanation for that is more like a drop, the shape of a drop of water, just a drop, whereby the bottom part looks wider than the top part. The top part is kind of slimmer. So you want to use that same concept also for the abs. The abs is not supposed to be just a rectangular block. It needs to have that almost teardrop kind of shape. But always keeping in mind of the main reference image you're working with, so you can actually create something that looks close to the reference image you're working with. Just cut this out, just make this feel more pronounced. Okay, like so. Okay, you can see how those abs are being it's kind of like pulling towards the rib cage. So always keeping that in mind also, so we can capture something realistic enough. I think the font is looking good now. Font looking good. Okay. At least for just be still on the base of just blocking our primary shapes. I think this is beginning to come together quite nicely. Yeah, I think it's high time we work on the back. Yeah, I think we can work on the back now. So let me just hide the legs. Hide the legs. So invert the selection. So I'm hiding the legs and the head. So we want to work with this now. So creating the back piece. So let me look for a more an anatomical reference image for this, just to get you guys in the know of what I'm trying to do in here. Though this base match is really good. We already have some landmarks already there that we can just follow as a guide to kind of sculpt things in. The back does not have to be too detailed because of course we're going to be adding reference, we're going to be adding garment on top of this. But it's always good. It's always good practice to kind of still add some information there. Let me just look for a reference image. Yeah, I think something like this should be fine. Something like this should be fine. We're not doing exactly this, but just using this as a reference. We are only using this as a reference to kind of get things working correctly. Let's see what we have. So let me just block out that shoulder blade. Just fill this up. Fill this up here also. Let's see. So let me just fill this up around here too. Now smooth that back down. Something like this should be fine. Even with our standard brush, I'm just going to accentuate that form a bit more. Okay, let me just accentuate this a bit more. So I have that depth. Let's see, let's look for another reference image for this. Okay. Each particular character has a different form for the back. Because this is like a likeness, so Hussein try to do this one-to-one with the original reference image. But me, I'm only using this as reference just to block something now that looks close enough to being realistic. So let me just carve this down. Okay, just checking this from the side view. Okay, so I'm just using the them standard to kind of mark out regions, and then I'll now begin to fill that up some more. Okay, let me just fill this up like so. It's a clay brush. Let's see. So let me just fill this bottom part, down part also. I'm going to be showing you guys a reference and a more accurate, realistic, more accurate anatomical reference for what I'm for also what I'm trying to do here. So I don't go off track. So I'm just going to show you guys what I'm trying to do. So I think I'll just look for that reference image. I think, yeah. So this one is a more realistic anatomical reference for what we're trying to do. So you can see those muscles there. You can see the muscles added at the close to the bottom parts. You can see them in the anatomical reference. So I'm not going to use that now to kind of do some more blocking on this. See, and just dig this in some more, scrap that in some more. So it's going to be smoothing this out anyway. So let me just dig this in. Okay, so filling this up some more. Let's see what can we adjust. Maybe we can just fill this up a little also. Okay, let's see. So let me just blow smoothing this out. Then let me just fill up that part looks too deep, so let me just fill that up with my clay builder brush. This back region does not have to be extremely detailed, but we're just trying to have something in there. Let me just do something for the arm also and smooth that back in. Okay, and just fill this collar, this bone, this flesh at the back of the neck. and just smooth that out. Okay, let's see. Let's see what else we can do in here. I think I would smooth this out. Just fill this out and just push this back down. Feels too aggressive in there. So just push this back down with the clay brush. Okay. Okay. Not bad at all. You can spend a lot of time on this, but I think this is fine since we're going to bagging garment on this. Safety for us going to make some minor tweaks on it. Just carve something out like so. Make this feel more defined. Just do something like so. It's a clay brush. I just fill that up and build that up a bit more. Okay, let's go up one subdivision level and let's see. So I'll smooth that back down. So I'm kind of feel and smooth. That's like general idea behind what I'm doing right now. Just smooth that down. Okay, okay, that's fine. Just feel make this feel more angular by then using my clay brush and then just smooth that back down. Okay. Yeah, looking good. So with the blank material, we can have some reflection in there that gives us some more interesting details and kind of defines more of the reflectivity of the muscles and gives us some more depth information, which is kind of cool. I think I'm liking this. Which is kind of cool. Let's see what else we can adjust. Okay, I think for the abs, I think let me just carve this line. Let's do this carving properly. Just carve this line like so. Yeah, it feels a bit much better now. Feels a bit much better now. Okay, just do this closer view like so. Alright. Okay. I think it's coming. It was all coming together. You can obviously spend more time on this if you want to. You can if you want to. If you have a better way of doing this, that's fine. Go for it. But I think this is looking, for me though, this is looking quite good. I believe some professionals will have corrections to make on this, but I believe for now, since we're working on just primary forms, this is coming out quite nicely, I must say. Just trying to carve that angle in there. Yeah, something like this should be fine. Okay. So clay brush, let me just fill this in some more and just smooth that back down. Okay. Just taking this from a distance now, just to be sure if everything is working correctly, which is fine. I'm quite happy with this result I'm getting. Let's see if there's something else we can actually change. If there's something else we can actually change, just checking this. Probably the collarbone. You can do some little adjustments in the collarbone. So let me just use the standard brush instead for this. Okay. So do something like so. No. This feels too aggressive. So I'm going to blend. I'm going to blend this back down. I think I'll blend this back down. So I'll smooth that back down. I don't think it's supposed to be that bogus there. Okay. Yeah, so I think this is fine for now. So we're going to be working on the arm in the next lesson.